show you. Surely there's a way I can show you. My phone doesn't even look. Can you see the reflection of the camera through the phone? Can you see all the cracks? You know, you can see me and you can see the camera there in the red, but it's probably not detailed enough. What I'm trying to say is my beautiful, expensive camera looks very dusty, a little dirty, and the screen is full of cracks. One of the cracks is so deep that you can even see through it. What does that say? There's a number, a 4-digit number there, ending in 2. One of the tiny little cracks. And that happened 2 years ago when I filmed, no, 1 year ago, a little over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, who knows, I filmed a music video and I used this camera and I placed this camera into my bag, which had other heavy equipment in it. And so when I took out the camera out of my bag, the whole screen was very, very shattered. But fabric scratching today, I have this. It looks like a basketball jersey, does it not? It sure does, and I bet it was designed to look like one. Because look, behind it, there is a number. A number, can you see that? There is a number right there. I hope you can see that. 26. If you start connecting the dots, what do you think this jersey really is? What is it repping? A music artist. If that was your guess, you're smart. If you guessed wrong, you still may be smart. But maybe guessing what a tank top, a singlet could be isn't really your forte. I just got a message and I'm sorry, but whatever. That's funny. That's okay. But I'm scratching on this. I'm scratching on this jersey today. And rambling because, you know, I need to say it more. Even though I'm straight and most of you are gay, I still have a few fans which have been consistent. You know, people that always comment on my videos, tell me they enjoy it, and have been doing so for a long, long time, and I respect that a lot. You know, it's cool. Even though I don't have, you know, I once had a Discord. Well, I still have a Discord, but as everyone knows, I'm not very active on here anymore. The main reason being I've sort of grown a little bit, and I have more important things to do. But I still very much admire and I am proud of what I have built, you know. Even though I've deleted quite a few videos, I've deleted my biggest videos, I don't regret anything I've ever done online. And it's obvious I don't regret it because you can still see all of that stuff on the link tree. And let me tell you, I went hard, quite literally, young adult age. About 3 years it's been since I went and I created my pornographic channel. And I did lots of things on camera. And I don't regret anything that I did on camera. The only thing I regret, is naming my channel. And then is naming my channel my name, my real name, which starts with R. I was so caught up. It happened so quickly. I went from being a young kid, really wanting to make money online. I was making these videos on YouTube, these little ASMR videos, and then one day I did this, and boom, all the views, everyone came in, and then I monetized it as quickly, as easily as I could, and then I just went and did my thing. But that was when I was 19. Things went up and then started going down in terms of revenue and followers. And it was all my fault for being too persistent with the naughty content on the YouTube. Even though, yes, it wasn't naughty, but the naughty undertone was too strong, much too strong. I'll never forget the video that actually got my account banned. It was so dumb. It was a joke video. It wasn't even meant to be sexual. I thought I was late. It was 3 a.m. I don't know. I'm a weird cunt sometimes. I'm in the middle of night. I'm thinking, I don't know what to do. And I thought I had this great idea. What if I make an experimental horror video, which I should have known, obviously. But it was actually really dumb of me now that I think of it. But I was young. I made a video of me. I tied myself up in this hog tie position, and I just muffled. I was screaming, muffling into the camera. I thought it would be some mix. Obviously, if you look at my channel and you look at the videos I've posted, obviously it could be turned. It seems highly sexual, even though that wasn't the intention when I was making it. The context, and if you look at it, obviously that shit was gonna get my account banned. YouTube had took one look at the thumbnail and said, "Nope, you're done, gone, completely gone." And it's funny because it was such a dumb little joke video, which I thought was humorous at the time. It's funny now. I don't regret making that video. Fuck no, I don't regret making that video, even though it led me to quite a bit of grief and I had to do a bunch of other shit. But I don't regret making it. I mean, it's fucking funny. But look, I just started tapping on my muscles, even though this is a fabric scratching video. It's just muscle memory. When I stop thinking and I start to see my favorite, many times before, I genuinely enjoy making ASMR content. Some of the roleplay videos I've done, the ones that weren't boyfriend roleplays, the other ones like the giant roleplay, even the bully roleplays I made, they were actually sort of fun to make. I enjoy making them. But I've always thoroughly, to to some people's annoyance, and if I was an ASMR listener, it would be very annoying myself. I love rambling, talking, speaking, listening to myself. I don't really care for, but my entire life, my mind is always thinking, and for whatever reason, I love talking to myself. I've got imaginary friends, which I've had, not the same, but I've always had some type of imaginary friend ever since I was 8 years old, and I have conversations with them. Lately, I've been doing it a lot more, and fuck me, they are beautiful, and they don't deal with my negative thoughts. Khaleesi over here, or her over there, they deal with them. They come, they have an arrow, a bow and arrow, and they shoot the thought, and they kill the thought, they stomp on it, or they have a gun, and yeah, it's a gun, or they stab it, and they destroy my thoughts for me. So, you know, what I'm really trying to say is my anxiety and shit, whenever I notice it's there, I'll generate. I'm not really generating a thought because I've gotten so good with imaginary friends and controlling my own thoughts and my feelings to where they have their own identities and they're able to look at things through a non-biased perspective, you know, if that makes any sense, you know. Let's get in here, because I've always had negative thoughts, anxiety, simple anxiety, but I believe I've developed a state-of-the-art, very unique, a smart, a hard way to combat them. Literally combat them. I mean, yeah, when I have a good conversation with friends at work, a really deep conversation like about anime or something, I come back, I smoke some weed, and then my brain starts fixating on past conversations. It's like a way of reliving, like my brain wants that dopamine, you know. I get really into conversations. I like talking with friends about things that I'm highly passionate about, and when I've come back from work from a good conversation, I go smoke weed, my brain automatically starts going back, thinking about what I said before, thinking about different ways I could have said different things, thinking about their reactions to what I told them, and that kind of thing. And it's freaking annoying, as it gets so annoying to where, yes, I will combat them by my imaginary girlfriend. It's quite simple, but a lot more than a girlfriend will come. She will have a, you know, a crossbow. She will point the crossbow right at my thoughts and bam, destroy the thought. It'll go straight through. If it's a person I'm thinking about, I will see them die on the ground. And the more fixated I am, the more times they're gonna have to kill them. But it works very well. And you know, people will ask me, isn't it hard to constantly visualize an entire human being next to you? Like, isn't it difficult? And well, no, it's not difficult. It's actually very easy and very fun, because I've been doing it for a very, 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 very long time. This jersey, I can't believe I've gone 15 minutes without talking about this jersey. I told you guys it was a rap thing. I mean, a music thing. I like rap. This is a HT. I'm repping the Hilltop Hoods from Adelaide, Australia. They are so amazing. They are absolutely incredible. And I went to their concerts like after, in the last month. I looked at my last video. It said it'd been 1 month since I last posted. That is a lie. It's actually been 1 month and a few weeks, I think, before I last posted that chest tapping video. But in that time, yes, there was a concert that I went to, and it was good. It was quite good. It was a little, since I am older than I was, at least, I still am very much, well, not very much, but I still from time to time will take a substance or two. And I went to this concert by myself. Lots of families. It was a family event, it seemed. Even though, you know, the children aren't going to be understanding Hilltop Hoods lyrics when they said, "To love been enlightened, I'm leaving terrified like Bin Laden, been hiding under their bed every night they go bitty bye. That is the fattest Federline. That is that Campus Britney. Man, is that is a friend of mine. Rappers get mashed up quickly. War comes in the roar from the war drums. But you pour some just from the border." It's like, you know, kids ain't like the Hilltop Hoods. They're very, very mainstream. But that's because they're old albums. A lot of adults like them, and these adults, because they're very Australian, they bring their kids to the shows because the kids, they want their kids to be into it. So you could see like young children wearing this shirt. But then to the everyday average person, they don't really know about it. You ask a rap. I've got such a unique taste in music, except for the fact that Eminem is my favorite rapper. That is the only thing that is not unique. But what is unique about that? I just love Eminem, and no one understands his new stuff. It is so good. It is so freaking. I need it. I love, but I've always liked him, and I've always been a student of the game. But now I am more of a creator because I've been trying to create my own stuff. Bust a rap. He busted the fuck out of that rap. I keep trying to think. I was thinking of this wordplay. The reason I seem like this, a little jittery. I just drank a coffee, a big one, a coffee protein shake. It is right here, and it was gross. Let me tell you, there was too much coffee in it, and there was this vanilla stuff, so it was too sweet and too coffee-ish, and it was just genuinely gross. I'm actually getting a little yucky thinking about how it tasted. So I washed down all that coffee and stuff with this water, and I ate a single Vegemite sandwich. Vegemite grew on me. I always hated Vegemite, despite being an Australian, but in the last few months it really grew on me because I started eating it a lot. Now I love Vegemite. I ate a sandwich of that, and then I ate half a sandwich of Nutella, and then there was the protein shake of the thing, and I'm going to be going to the gym soon. But there are two sides to me. There are two ways. I can either two things that I can do when I go out and I want to enjoy myself. I can choose to be mindful, or I can choose to be a rapper. What I mean by that is when I go out to the gym, I either smoke my J. I almost always love to smoke a small J before I go to the gym, because these days I'm going to the gym maybe 3 to 4 times a week. And the days I do, I'm usually free. So generally I like to have a small joint right before I go to the gym, and then I listen to rap. And when I rap, I have uncontrollable. I've got to rap along to the song, especially the song. Even the songs that I don't know the lyrics to. It's actually I piss the fuck off. If you're driving in the car with me, there's a good chance you're going to really get really annoyed, because you're going to be listening to a rap song where the rapper is rapping, quite lyrical rapping, and I'm going to be rapping as well, but about a millisecond, I'm just going to be rapping behind this song, so that you're going to hear someone saying like, I don't know, fill him at the fandom and eliminate him, other words, I'm in the main, I don't want to hurt her, but I did it in a fit of rage and murder, and again nobody will evade him. That's what the rapper's going to be saying, something like that. So you're going to be hearing that, but since I don't know the lyrics, but automatically I just recite what they're reciting just behind them, you're going to be hearing that, and then you're going to be hearing me rap that, but a little bit like just, it's hard to imagine, but trust me, it pisses the fuck out of people. But that's what I do, and that's what I love to do. And so I'm either doing that at the gym while I'm working out. That's why I'm in such lean physical shape, because 1, I do supersets, and 2, I'm rapping while I'm lifting, and that requires a lot more out of your cardiovascular system and heart. Gotta be extra strong to do that, and it's enjoyable. So that's the non-mindful one. The second option, and this second option is the option I will choose if I'm more stressed or anxious about whatever. When I go to the gym, I tend to, if I smoke, I might smoke, I might not, but I will put on classical music, because I love my classical music so much. Classical music will be playing, which means there are no lyrics, which means I can think, I can actively try to choose and change the way I feel. And so if I'm anxious about something, I'll be listening to classical music. Some beautiful music will be playing. I can focus focus on that, and then I can choose my thoughts. So generally, I will have my imaginary friends joining me, and we'll be discussing stuff, discussing my fears, why they're dumb. They can destroy the fears for me, and then we can have our own conversations. Or I'm simply just being present in the moment of focusing on the shit around me. And obviously that all helps when you're anxious, and just working out in general helps a lot when you're anxious. But on a good day, like probably today, I don't know if I've exhausted my rap playlist or if I want to be mindful. Sometimes I just like being mindful because it's fun and I'm able to make myself laugh. That's my favorite thing about being me, is I'm able very well to make myself laugh by generally I make myself laugh through the conversations I have with my imaginary friends. I mean, it's no surprise that I have these imaginary friends, because I need someone to talk to. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. I mean, I've been talking to myself for the last 23 minutes. You can see how good and easy I'm able to do it. But I'm always talking to myself in general. I'm responding to my own thoughts. I'm thinking things over, and it's just so much more fun to give this mental space a person. And I've got two people with different personalities. They have different personalities, and so I'm able to go to my own persistent, compulsive thought thinking process with someone else, and it just makes it so much more funner, and it makes my mental world so much more richer. Because loneliness, sometimes I get lonely, but I've always loved the company of myself more than anyone else. I mean, it's fun to talk with people, but you have to be, I've always told myself, you've got to be comfortable in your own skin. You should be able to. It's like, I don't get bored at work. I do, not just in general, sorry. I don't get bored. I never have gotten bored. And that's where, like, I could stare at a wall and entertain myself, and I really pride myself in being able to do that. It's fun. I like to think I'm always thinking, and I'm even able to make myself cry sometimes. Well, not often, but actually reminiscing on past traumatic experiences. So I suppose it makes sense. I'm thinking about one incident. It was very, very, one of my favorite moments ever. With my imaginary friend. The only reason I say imaginary friend is because to you they're imaginary, but I've explained this to other real people that they're not imaginary to me. These people are as real as I am to me. If that makes any sense. They're basically myself, because I technically I see these people. It's like when I'm in a dream, when I lucid dream, and someone's talking to me. When you're in the lucid dream, they look and feel real, and you think they're real. Sorry, in a normal dream, but in a semi-lucid dream or a lucid dream, all the time I start recognizing, hang on, you're actually just me. But even though I'm aware that they are actually just me, I still treat them as if they were a real person in the dream. And in real life, when I'm imagining, I treat them just like a real person, and they treat me like real. That's sort of how I, think about it. But yes, it's been. I've been very, very active mentally, and it's good that despite I smoke a ton of weed, not just smoke, mainly eat. Actually, I probably eat more weed than I smoke edibles, is what I'm talking about. No, I'm gonna rephrase that. I get way higher and like zombified from weed when I eat my edibles, and I love my edibles. Despite though smoking a decent amount of weed and eating my edibles, I absolutely do not believe I have my mind has been getting dumber or slower. While I'm high, sure, I might be a little dumb and idiot, but every day, I'm not a wake and baker. Fuck waking and baking. That's just fucking fucked. I've done it before, but it never really works well. I don't really feel myself getting dumber. However, certainly more complacent, I've always been introverted. Quite obvious, I've just been talking about how I love to be with myself and my imaginary friends. So yes, I'm an introvert, and obviously, marijuana doesn't make you want to go out and go to bars and try to pick up chicks or meet new friends. But I never wanted to do that in the first place, But it also does make you want to consume more, especially if you're on the edibles. I'm not going to be trying to think up rap lyrics or create. That's the kind of stuff I do, throughout the day, when I'm at uni and stuff. But it certainly, I don't know, it certainly helps or makes me enjoy working out and listening to music and watching shows. I've been watching Berserk anime. That was the other thing I remember very, very well. The last time I was with you on this channel, the chest ASMR video, my chest looked the biggest it ever looked, I think, because it was the biggest it's ever been. In the last video, I was talking about Attack on Titan. I was explaining that I was watching it for the first time, and now I finished Attack on Titan, like, I don't know, a few weeks, probably not a month ago, I reckon about a month ago, and holy motherfucking shit, I got the same feeling about Attack on Titan as I did when I finished Game of Thrones for the first time. I'm never ever going to watch something as incredibly amazing as Attack on Titan ever again. The story was just so fucking deep, and the moments, the action, the Titans was so cool. Eren Yeager, what ended up happening to him, the rumbling, that whole scale, the grand scale of destruction the rumbling caused was just mind-blowing. I loved every second of it, and the music was amazing. Peak show. But then, about 2 weeks ago, I watched my second anime I've ever finished. I did watch 17 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen lately as well, but I got a little bored of that. And I did watch Death Note, but Death Note I kind of got a little confused and bored by the ending of Death Note. I watched Berserk, the Memorial Edition 2022. There are many editions, a little confusing, but Berserk, holy motherfucking shit. It was the darkest thing I've seen in my life. And that's exactly what I wanted it to be. It was so dark, but it was full of emotion throughout. I mean, you see Guts as he joins his band of mercenaries, the Band of the Walk. You see him fit in, starting to really, maybe find his place in the spot, and he's killing everyone, such a sick soldier. And then the betrayal he faces at the end is the most devastating thing that I've ever seen in any story. I've seen Irreversible, the movie, French movie by Gaspar Noé, has a famous 8 minutes long rape scene. Probably, like, most people consider that to be like the most fucked up, like one of the most fucked up movies, but obviously the most fucked up scene is 7-minute realistic rape scene. A Serbian film I watched when I was 14. I watched it twice when I was 14 because I like shocking and disturbing stuff. That also had literally a man doing it to his own little son, and he was drugged up and whatever, messed up, but neither of those films got even close to how dark Berserk was at the end. I want to tell you, like, it was so fucking fucked, but amazing at the same time. It was a beautiful show. But like I said, I watched the 2022 Memorial Edition, which adapts the same story arc as the original 1997 Berserk anime, which of course is based off a manga. I heard one of my mates told me that the guy who created the manga is actually dead, now died recently, which is unfortunate. But lately, yesterday, I just started watching Berserk, the original 1997 one, because the same guy at work, he gave me this really sick anime library, this pirated website of animes, and so I've started watching 1997 Berserk, and holy fuck, I loved the story of Berserk. I mean, I couldn't stop thinking about it, like how fucking crazy it was. And now that I'm watching the original, the original's got 25 episodes. I've found, for whatever reason, 24 to 25 seems to be how long most animes have in their first season. And it's beautiful. I mean, the animation in the 2022 one, it was CGI, it was 3D, but I still really liked it. But this hand-drawn stuff, they're able to it seems like they're able to tell so much more. It's like each frame has been drawn out, and like the expressions and everything that happens and is shown has a purpose behind it, and the story is already deeper. I mean, I'm already learning more about Guts, the protagonist, than I learned when I watched the Memorial Edition, so I'm fucking excited. Even though I know how it ends up, I'm really excited, really enjoying how it's leading up to it, and it's actually so tragic because it's like there are these little moments where Guts is joining some mercenary group for the first time, and which I'm watching now. I'm on like episode 5, and he's really fitting in. It's being nice, and it just makes it so much more heartbreaking knowing what ends up happening. But Berserk, yeah, what a fucking such a crazy, awesome show. Like, I watched Attack on Titan, I was like, this is peak. Now that I've watched Berserk, Berserk is peak in its own way. I love emotional shows, shocking shows, anything with a good story, and that's like, and Berserk is just, it's got the protagonist Guts is like, oh, I fucking love Guts. I like him more than Eren Yeager, absolutely. I mean, Eren Yeager is like, the Attack on Titan, all the characters were consistently good. Eren had his ups and downs in terms of how much I liked him. I like what he ended up being. I think it was a fucking crazy twist. I don't think, like, I mean, Berserk has a twist as well, sort of, at the end, like, a few twists, but it was leading up to the twist. Attack on Titan, it was an actual twist, like, full-on plot twist, so the story is just so deep in Attack on Titan. That's the thing with Berserk, it's a much more, like, the story, obviously, nothing can be as big as Attack on Titan, but it's its own different, and, like, the amount I feel like I like it, like, as much as fucking Attack on Titan. Like, Death Note was just so shit. Like, it was my first anime, and I really enjoyed the first half of Death Note. I remember liking it, but it's like that mystery element, you know, Light versus L. Yeah, Light Yagami versus L was his name. That's weird that it's Light and L, like they both have L names. But that was my first anime, but like, and it was good. I like it was more entertaining and interesting rather than actually impactful. But like, then watching Attack on Titan next, that was so impactful. That made me feel so much, and it was amazing. And then watching Berserk, that made me feel so much. And so now I'm watching the original. It's like fucking incredible. So I'm really liking anime. I'm just getting into anime this year, but that's a ramble done. I could keep rambling. I could tell you about Tech9, my fucking favorite rapper, who's just, I've been getting so much into Tech9 lately. I could tell you what happened yesterday. A bunch of shit was on my mind yesterday. I feel like I maybe betrayed my friend just a little bit, but I had another close friend who I feel like keeps betraying me. This motherfucker. He's so annoying, this other dude. And then I've got this assignment that I'm fucking working on, and I've got, you know, lots of shit I can keep talking about, but can you even, like, does my voice bore you? Is that a good thing? Do you fall asleep listening to me ramble? I don't know how many people. That's my favorite thing when I speak. I like thinking I have an audience with me. I don't know if I have an audience with me right now. I know that most of you just want to see me muscles. I mean, I was flexing in the thumbnail, but like, really, I just want to speak, and it's true. I don't care if anyone's listening. Like, I don't care if you're listening, but it does warm my heart to think that maybe there is one or two people that has been taking in what I've been saying and listening to my voice. And for those of you, if you do exist and you're here, like, it's 6 minutes into this recording, my heart is here